Many times since TikTok came out, I said it was a thing for the Chinese government to spy in the Western world and to influence young children into the communist regime of China and more or less try and spread communism, the Red Menace. Again, and America, yeah, their intelligence agency, I'm sure everybody would agree with me, their intelligence agency is far advanced than Ireland. In Ireland, we haven't even got to the Feds force, so we can't even afford to pay out the Feds forces. Great country, isn't it? I did, again, Leo and the rest of them couldn't care less. I wrote a letter to the Department of Feds. Nothing was said. I actually wrote an email, sorry, not a letter. And nothing was said back to me. 3 weeks on, nothing was said back to me. No intention of the government even go near and look at, because again, money talks, Chinese investors talk, the ambassador talks. Again, all the radio television show and all, and at least they did a small bit of good journalism the other day. They were over the China and they filmed a bit. And again, you could see as a communist regime trying to stop him from filming and everything like that. No, do you think the whole world should be up and protesting about these ethnic minorities in China? And again, I always say about it and I always talk about it, but these people have been forced to work against their will, and again, nothing's been said about it. And that might seem like racist to people, but again, it's just my opinion. Why is the whole world not up in arms about that? Again, the United Nations, not a peep out of them. And the United Nations Human Rights Association, not a peep out of them. But yeah, TikTok, big threat to Ireland, big threat to the Western world, big threat. Again, it takes more data than Facebook and everything like that, whatever you want to say. But at least they're trusted, at least they're US companies. This is China we're talking about. Chinese government, I don't have any time for them. As I say, I don't recognise the government in China for what they do to people and for the human rights offences they cause. And I think Ireland should have nothing to do with the Chinese government and that. But again, this country, the money talks again. TikTok, and I say this to people, if you have it on your phone, and this is somebody that knows what he's talking about, because again, I would look into these things and see. Because again, listen to this statement here will make everybody take. If the government of the United States and the intelligence agencies over in America, the most high-tech country in the world, say it's a national security threat, they're not stupid. They know what they're talking about. That statement alone, you should just say, right, he's right in saying that, because again, they're not saying it for the good of the health. They know what they're talking about. They're very experienced, I'm sure, and know what they're talking about, national security threats. And I'm saying, if you have TikTok on your phone, I'm saying to even young people, delete it. Don't have that Chinese app on your phone, because God knows what data is taken on you. And it's just, we don't trust China. China, you see what they do. Talking about trust, here's trust. They didn't mention about coronavirus. They tried to cover it up. They tried to suppress doctors and everything like that about the coronavirus. They're trying to speak out to warn the world. Nothing was ever said. No pushback from the United Nations. Nothing's been said to them. More or less pat in the back. Well done, China. You're abusing human rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're walking people to death. You're shooting people. You're intimidating people. You're even threatening other countries, threatening Australia, with tariffs and everything like that. But good boy, you're a very good boy. Ireland is all in with them. Again, Ireland's the most in with the Chinese than any other country. The Chinese regime loves our country because the government, they just roll over as soon as they get a bit of a paycheck. Because they have no morals. The government over here has no morals in this country. They have no respect for themselves, more or less. The only money talks again. But again, people might say that's racist. No, because it's the truth. It really is the truth. And I might as well say straight. And again, I'm not the racist person. I might as well say that. Because you can see, and obviously, as I said, the United States of America have said it's a national security threat. Over here, Ireland hasn't even bothered to look into it. The Irish government haven't even bothered to ask, because again, money talks. Chinese non-profit, big international corporations again, tax-free. Great country. But yeah, I just say to people and appeal to people, delete TikTok off your phone. Do have it. It's better. There's Facebook, there's YouTube. You have all you want. TikTok is just, again. That's why I never, because again, I always said this and people always ask me, I never buy anything. Anything that says made in China, anything that has anything to do with China, I never buy it. Because I don't support sweatshops or anything like that. I refuse to support it and the communist regime. Not a hope. Not a hope. It's the same if any of the country was a communist regime. Not a hope. I wouldn't support it. I want to bring my money somewhere else, and give it to a nice country who treats its people well and treats its people with respect, and not like Stalin did. But anyway, I just say that straight to people. And again, I do appeal to young people to take what I just said there about America. Again, they're not stupid. They know what they're talking about in the United States. So please delete TikTok on behalf, because again, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you have endless Western apps that are a lot better than this data eating, trying to find your information, trying to expose you, trying to get as much information, trying to corrupt the West as much as they can information app. Again, just my opinion. If people want to disagree, that's totally fine, because again, it's democracy. Over there, it's not a democracy, isn't it? Good. There's no discussion about it. It's the same in this government. No discussion about this app. Again, it's not a democracy in China. You wouldn't be able to go against the narrative over there and say, "Oh, China, the TikToks, this, that, and the other." You have to go with the narrative. It's a great country. It's like Ireland, to be honest. It is. You're not allowed to talk about it. Again, this is a country we're turned into. But anyway, just to say to people again, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't think it was a national security threat, because it is. I'm 100% sure that it is. And believe me, if I'm right, I'm right. I might be wrong, but I'm very certain from the bottom of my heart, and I have a feeling in my heart and in my soul that there's something very, very fishy with this app, and there's something that China's not telling us. Again, they're well known for not telling us stuff out there. Because again, coronavirus. I just say that because again, for long we still don't even know how it started and everything like that, because China hasn't said anything at all. But no, take care everybody, and let me know what you think, and bye.